Hello everyone, welcome back again to another video of Falling's game review. And for today's video, I'll be reviewing about the new game that just got released a few days ago, the Tower of Fantasy. And well, this game, as for now, it's only available on the CN server, and because of that too, I had to do several research and do several complicated things just to be able to play the game. Yeah. And also at the end of the video, I will be giving my critiques and also my honest opinions about the game, and whether if it's worth to play or not, or even if it will rival Genshin or not. But before anything, I have several things for you guys to keep in mind. Two things actually. First, I don't understand Chinese, so I'm sorry if I'm unable to understand the game system well, and I might say something a bit slanted from the real truth, since I literally just use logic to comprehend basically everything. So yeah, I might misinterpret a lot of stuffs. And second, I haven't progressed much in the game, so I might miss several important informations. But anyways, enough with the introductions, let's just get into the first point. What is Tower of Fantasy? It is an MMORPG open world anime game, which again differs from being an RPG game. And you might think that it's similar to Genshin, which is technically correct actually, but I think, in my opinion, it's not that wise to say that they copied Genshin, since despite having many major similarities, they do have come up with their own unique system as well. And again, as I progress in the video, I'll be talking about their similarities as well as their differences. For the graphics, I actually have no complaints at all. It is just beautiful and wonderful. And I do think that it might even rival Genshin at some point. And for the shader, I do not know, I think this is just me, but it looks like Apex Legend instead of like Genshin type of shader. And for the maps are huge and it's massive. I think you can say it's similar to Genshin. As for now, I think that the current map for now, it's like Mondstadt and Liyue combined, I think, for now. And in the map, it is divided into different sections and regions, in which that each region has their own different biomes. And again, different regions have their own type of enemies, and there are also many interactive things in the map, like the teleport waypoint, like the camps and domains and many of the stuffs. And you can also switch between maps as well, switching between the adventure map and also the like some kind of a big hub or lobby, something like that. And I think that they might expand the map even larger in the future, since that's what Genshin Impact has been doing, and I think they might follow Genshin in that case as well. Again, the maps are just massive. And to the next point, the character creation. And I think this is something that makes a huge difference between Genshin Impact and also this game. And well, basically, you can do either three things. First, you can make your own character from scratch, and second, you can use the format that the game has given to you, or third, you can download characters that other people have made. And there are so many options and settings that you can tweak around, like the hairstyle, the color, and something like that. And overall, the character creation is pretty overwhelming, since there are many options that you can pick, and I'm simply satisfied. And who knows, they might even add more style in the future, like the hairstyle, the color, the skin, and more options, I think. Next, we have the exploration mechanics. Similar to Genshin and also Honkai Impact post Honkai Odyssey or Devil May Cry, something like that. You can do double jump, you can climb walls, you can swim, you can catch fish, and many other more. But I think what's interesting in this game, which again makes a huge difference between this game and Genshin Impact, is the exploration gadgets. In this game, you can ride a motorcycle. Yes, you heard that right. You can also ride a skateboard, but on water, and you can also ride glider and many other mounts. And some gadgets are also able to help in making climbable objects, like Chongli's pillar or something like that. And I think overall, the exploration mechanics are pretty interesting. Anyways, to the next point, the character building. Now for this one, I think the system might be a little bit easier to understand than Genshin, but also at the same time, it might be even more complex, since in Genshin there's this artifact systems, right? And also you can level up your character in Genshin, and there's even RNG in leveling up your artifacts. But in this game, there are no such things at all here. However, you can wield up to 3 weapons. And not only that, you can level the weapons, you can also upgrade the chips. I mean, you can put chips to further upgrade your weapon. And there are 4 chips, which until now I still don't understand what do they mean. Since they're the mind chips, they're the emotion chips and something like that. And also the last thing that I found pretty interesting actually is the imitation system. I still don't get how this works, but basically there are characters. How do I say it? Basically, there are weapons that symbolize these imitations, and I think these imitations are like a projection of a certain character in the past. And I do not know. I'll just assume that their souls got into the into the weapons that they wield in the past, and then you can wield their weapons. I think that's how I interpret it. But either way, it's pretty cool.
要开始新的旅行了吗？
But anyways, next point. And now the combat system and also the weapons. Let's start with the weapons first. Bad thing is there are not many options for the weapons yet. What I mean is that let's just, for example, take a bow. There's only been like 3 options for bow as for now. And even for some weapons, let's say hammer, there's only been 1 type of hammer, 1 option for the hammer as for now. And that's also why I think, being this an MMORPG game with this lack of options, I think it might be concerning. But however, good thing is, holy, there are many types of weapons that you can pick. There are spears, there are bows, there are staves for mage, there are double swords, there are a single-handed sword. There's this thing, I don't know what this is. I think it's like a shotgun. I have no idea. I also don't have any idea for this weapon. There's dual weapons, I mean dual pistols. And then there's this weird thing. I do not know this either. I'm just gonna assume this like a hand grenade or something. There's this circle thing, and they might even add more in the future. So I think for the bad thing about the weapons, like the options, like for certain types of weapons, I think they might fix it in the future, since the game is still in development right now. I mean, it's still updating, and they might add more weapons in future patches. So I have no worries about that. And for the combat system, it is also actually pretty interesting, and I think it combines the combat system of Genshin Impact and also Honkai Impact post Honkai Odyssey. Basically, you can you wield through weapons, and you can switch between weapons like by pressing Q and E. And also each weapon has their own skill or ultimate, but there's only 1 skill. And to do that, you need to press 1. And yeah, different weapons have their own attack animations, of course. It's pretty obvious, but however, I think for example, if you're taking a bow, the animations are all the same for the bow. Unlike in Genshin, for example, Ganyu with Yoimiya, they have different animations for the bow. And also, there is a QTE system in this game, similar to Honkai. So if you dodge an enemy perfectly, you will the time will stop within like a certain radius. Like it will create like some kind of a purple orb thingy, in which that all of the enemies inside the orb will be stopped. And during that time, you can switch weapons and you can activate their skills. Okay, there are several enemies here. Now let me just show what I've been saying to you guys. For example, This thing is a QT, so everything inside the orb will be stopped, and you can switch weapons to use their skill. Now there's this blue thing here, and if the blue thing are emitting light, that means that you can activate their skill, similar to Honkai QT when you switch characters. You can immediately use their special skill. There are so many combos in this game, unlike in Genshin. And also you can do aerial combat, like in Honkai Pause Honkai Odyssey. And if you charge attack in the air, it will do unique animation as well. And overall, the combat system is actually pretty interesting for me. It's actually pretty satisfying too. But again, there are still many flaws that I will talk later at the end of the video. And I think what caught my eyes in this game is the combat gadget system. So I've talked about gadgets for exploration, but there are also gadgets for combat system. Yes, this is the screen for the gadgets, for the combat gadgets. For the SR1, the gadgets are just mediocre. It's pretty straightforward. You can spawn like an energy shield like Noel, and you can spawn rockets. You can like fly around and do stuff. It's pretty straightforward. But for the SSR, it is where things get very interesting. Each of these gadgets, they have a very unique skill. Let's say like for example, this one, the robot one, I think they took the idea from Honkai Impact Bronya, like Bronya Yamabuki armor, or HOR, I think. And there's also this thing, I do not know what this does. I think it spawns like a shield similar to Ningguang's shield. There's also this robot thing that you can mount, and you can turn into a robot, and you can like shoot stuffs like that. There is this thing which does this. I think it's a crowd control and many other stuff. Also for this one, I think this also caught my eyes. You can literally do a shadow clone jutsu, Okage Bunshin, and this is actually cool. I do think that this game has a very huge potential into like even beating up Genshin Impact. But again, there are many major drawbacks that I will talk at the end of the video, which makes this game a little bit underwhelming. And also for the game modes and other things, it's also pretty similar to Genshin. There is like an adventure handbook, like this thing, an adventure handbook similar to Genshin. There's also like, I have no idea what these are, and there's also like this thing, repairing thing, which I up until now I still don't understand what this does. And also there's like a world boss, domains, yeah, similar to Genshin. I think for the game modes, they have, yeah, I think it's pretty similar to Genshin Impact. They have, commissions, they have expeditions, they have like mini quests and world bosses, something like that. Yeah, that's for the game modes. And yes, to the next point, the gacha. Screw this. And last but not least, the music. I will not talk much about this, I will just be brief. The music is decent, it's good, but it's nowhere as good as Hoyo Mix. That's all I can say. And yes, here we are, finally. I've been talking about the good thing about this game, and now I'll be talking about the bad things about this game. Now for the combat system, first, there are delays. There are delays everywhere. Starting from the bow, every time I try to shoot the bow, the arrow usually comes out like half second later. And also when you switch between weapons to use their skills and to utilize their skills, or like if you want to use their ultimates and such, there are delays. Even when you are hitting enemies, there are delays on the damage numbers and the health bar. And I don't know if it's just my ping that's really bad in this game, since it's only available on CN server, or if it's just my PC But I don't know, it's just very disturbing for me. And I actually have tried changing network, and it still does nothing. The delays are still there. Two, I can't really control stuff, especially in combat system. That well, the combat system and well, some exploration animations are not still that fluid or smooth. There are still bugs. There are still like glitches around, and the characters are still very stiff to control. Third, the animation, especially the combat system, the combat animation, it doesn't really give the impact. Like the music as well, it doesn't really support the combat. So I can't really feel the impact of fighting something. Like if you're playing Honkai, like for example Honkai post Honkai Odyssey or just the normal gameplay, you can still really feel when a weapon hits something, you can really like feel the impact, you can really feel the punch. But in this game, it's just you're just like hitting soft things, or I don't know how to explain it, but it's just I don't really feel the impact. And also fourth, I've heard that many people complain about the story of the game, in which that you can only progress the story after the next day in real life. So basically, it's blocked behind time, but in real life. So if you want to continue the next story and progress, yeah, you need to wait until tomorrow in real life. Which I don't know if this is true or not, since I haven't played it much in the game. I mean in the story. But if it indeed is real, then well, it's pretty sucks. Five, the story, I think perhaps it is a bit rushed. And well, of course, I don't understand Chinese, but I do understand things through CGs and visuals, and I can tell from everything that I've watched, I don't get what's going on. But I don't know, many things like everything just happened all of a sudden, and yeah, I just don't get what's really going on. And these things are also the very thing that I found very disturbing from all the complaints and also the bugs. So I think that's all for today. If I did miss several informations, please just comment down below. But please just be nice and respectful. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and also give it a subscribe, as well as sharing it to other people, since it will be a massive help for the both of us. Discord link will also be down in the description below. And with that being said, I will see you guys next